friends. Let's discuss a question based on the student approach, how to write a good answer in psychology option. The question is, suggest some measures to make persuasion successful. So the first aspect is, you should know what is persuasion. So in simple language we could say, किसी को किसी बात के लिए कन्विंस करना, उसको हम persuasion कहते हैं. हम उसको, it can be from any form, by requesting or by anything, but in answer writing we have to be precise. We should know a definition given by some psychologist or some scholar. In this case, Parloff has defined persuasion in these words: it's a symbolic process in which communicators try to convince other people to change their attitude or behavior through transmission of a message in an atmosphere of free choice. Means they are not bound to follow their advice. It's a free choice behavior. So we know it's a free choice behavior. It's an attempt to convince others, just to change, to bring the change. So it is a method of attitude change or behavior change also. So the first aspect, definition of a good answer, is addressed here. Then moving forward, it being a 10 marker only, we directly jump on the demand of the question, or you can say theme or context of the question, measures to make persuasion successful. So here I break down the answer into 3 aspects. Breaking down this answer into 3 aspects has a reason. We know persuasion is a form of communication, and any communication has a 3 aspects. One is source, who is saying something, who is trying to convince. The second aspect is message, what kind of strategies he or she is using to convince the other. The last aspect, which is the receiver. So this is my conceptual clarity, which allows me to break this answer into 3 aspects. So that is the point I'm saying. It is the fluidity of, or you can say plasticity of content, which I discussed in my approach, that you should know that persuasion is a form of communication only. So by knowing this only, we are able to present your content in a good manner. So coming to the answer back, source level interventions. Source means the orator or whosoever is delivering the speech to convince others. So that in this case, source have 2 main features or characteristics. First one, he should be credible. झूठे आदमियों से लोग इन्फ्लुएंस नहीं होते हैं. We all know this. This is very simple. Nowadays we always say, never believe a politician because he's a liar. Just because they never keep their promises, so nobody trusts them. So how to create this credibility aspect? One, you should be expert in your domain, and you should be trustworthy. These 2 aspects will help you to gain credibility from masses. And the other aspect is attraction. This attraction aspect is very well used, or you can say misused, by the advertisement industries. All the cricket stars, other Bollywood heroes and heroines are endorsing various products just because of this aspect, attraction. Coming to example, relating to it to the recent corona times, Dr. Randeep Guleria, AIMS director, is a credible source because he knows what's going on, he has the expertise, and people have a belief in him because he belongs to AIMS, a trustworthy institution. He's the head of it. So that's why he's the most preferred source for the COVID information instead of some XYZ politician. So here, this is the source level intervention. Then coming to the second part, it's the Message maneuvers. How you maneuver your message while delivering a speech. You should know what type of content should come first and what type of content should come last, because people have a tendency where the attention span is maximum at the start or at the last. We all know in lectures, in the classes, we always able to recall the material taught which are presented in the starting or in the end. In between, we have a high tendency of forgetting. So we should always appreciate this aspect. Then use of fear appeal. Fear appeal, किसको कितना डराना है? For example, I mentioned this here also. Wearing of face mask or maintaining social distancing in this corona era, youth discount it. हमें तो कुछ होगा ही नहीं. But we should make or give some moderate fear appeal कि don't be a reason of your father's death or father's illness. Because youth को कुछ हो नहीं रहा, पर उसको उसके माँ बाप को तो हो रहा है, उसके grandfather को तो हो रहा है. So this is a moderate fear appeal. If I write down death, it's an extreme case, but illness is a moderate usage of fear appeal. Then another aspect of message maneuvering is conclusion. If your population or your people who you are addressing are very much educated, there is no need to conclusion drawing. Like you tell them the content, these are the aspects in corona, you decide what to do or what not to do. But when your population is not that literate, you have to tell them you have to make social distancing, you have to wear mask, there's no need to go outside without any reason. So there you need to draw conclusions for them. And the last aspect is receiver side measures. We should know how much is the zone of acceptance or rejection, how much they accept. Like for the people, we keep on saying there will be a 24-hour curfew for one next month in corona. Nobody will accept. We should say it will be of 24 hours for once a week. Then people can accept that. We should know the societal and cultural norms while delivering the message. Like in northern parts of India, in patriarchal society, wearing mask, or you can say chola, is an attribute to gender. And if we don't present or we don't choose our words wisely, masking behavior can be related to that also. So we should be aware of that. And the predisposition is the same or more or less same. I give the example, masking behavior. For rural population, we should use the piece of cloth or gamcha as mentioned by our Prime Minister while giving the precautions of corona. He used especially this piece of cloth, or you can say gamcha, for rural population especially. For urban population, it's proper masking is because masks are available there, but in the countryside, that availability of the proper masking is not available. That's why gamcha is famous in India to prevent corona. And the last aspect is the conclusion. We should draw conclusion. What we have written, we should concise it. So I simply write down it should be, if we are making a video clip, it should be short and crisp with moderate fear appeal. And it should be in the regional language. You should not deliver your message in English to a Bengali audience. No. It should be from a credible, trustworthy source, like the controversy of Dr. Fauci versus Donald Trump. We very well know that who is the better source of information in this COVID crisis. So this is the answer of that question. So before finishing it, I just want to bring your attention to the student approach. Here, I structure it well. I write down the definition in the intro part. Then I break down the body into three aspects of source, message, and receiver characteristics, and then I concluded it well. Then I give the definition, and with that I mentioned the name of the psychologist who gave that definition. I focus on examples. Due to the paucity of time here also and in the exam also, I was not able to write the complete sentences. So I draw flowcharts, or you can say I presented my content into diagrams, kind of this flowcharts form. So this is acceptable in few questions. And I already discussed example. So these 5 aspects I used in my answer. It is not possible to use all the 7 aspects in every case. In this case, I don't use any research or example because it's a direct question asking for the effectiveness. So I think you get an idea of a fine answer in psychology by this answer. Thank you.